there's a pain in me, and it's always been there, and it's something deep in me. It's always been there, and it's never gone away, and I think part of it originated, when I was a kid in early childhood. I just never understood why, why do I have to get A's, and why do I have to be a good athlete, and why do I have to run on this treadmill to be loved? Why is it that you have to earn love? And I never knew what to be, and there was like a disassociation that happened, and I think my whole life after that point was kind of, it's like trying to figure out what I had to be to get love, and it was it's an ugly thing when you don't feel like you know who or what to be loved, and to feel like you want to like crawl out of your skin all the time, and feel like you don't know why you're here, and you don't know why, and to feel that isolation, and to feel that you don't deserve it in any way, and you don't, whether you act out or whether I, go on these rage-filled rants, and like, it's like it's all been one, like a repeated cycle since that childhood of not really knowing what I am and who I am. It's just like like all the situations in my life, friends and girlfriends and events and everything, and just all the anguish and the isolation and all of it, and the rejection or the feelings of shame that have paralyzed me my whole life. It's like I've almost been attracting these situations to me to heal that wound over and over and over. Because like that's life's way of saying, oh, you're attracting these people or you're attracting these relationships because you're trying to play out this old scenario, this old wound, this old rejection wound. And this world can desensitize you and make you believe that it doesn't still affect you, but it's like I've spent my whole life trying to transcend that. Trying to transcend like that kid who just never felt loved, like he just never felt like he deserved love, and he never knew why. Like I never felt that what I had to offer the world was worth something. I always felt isolated, and I always felt like, and there's a terror. It's like a terror and like just a shame and just like a paralysis that instills in you, that you do not have what it takes, and just that feeling of like not knowing why you're here, and not know, like, I'll never feel loved, and I'll never feel accepted, and I'll never feel like I truly belong anywhere, And it's tough because you feel like you're crazy for having those feelings, but it's just like, I can finally understand why I've had all this pain, like why I never felt like I fit anywhere, never felt like I deserved love, never felt like I was ever understood, and all this. And it's just like a drive. It's like something guiding me, something that's like always imploring me to go deeper. And in a way, it's a blessing, because I didn't stop at being accepted by my, socioeconomic tribe and what they've deemed all of these, the way of life, and what you're supposed to do, and what is a suitable career, and what is the best thing to do. And it just nothing ever worked on me, nothing, and in a way it's a blessing, because it drove me to go deeper, just always deeper and deeper and deeper. I can't explain why I just, out of nowhere on a Friday night, I'll just feel like I need to go lay in a room by myself and cry or something. And like, it's just like you're just processing these things, and I think it's not a clinical diagnosis to be fixed. It's just something in your heart that is just, the pain in your heart is there for a reason. Where do you get the drive? The drive to create things? Where do you get the drive to feel that pain and to feel that depth and to feel that, to be reminded that your fellow human suffers? And it's just like this self-sabotage thing I do, even with when I let ego get the best of me, and that rage and just like that shame of like that self-sabotage again. It's like an unconscious mechanism to sabotage myself, because I think I deserve to feel shame. It's like that soul pain, it never goes away, and it's and thank God really for that. Because how boring would life be if you never felt sadness? How would you know how to feel the highs and how to feel like you earned, like that you built that foundation on something real, and like, thank God for the sadness really, but sometimes it just overwhelms you and it just consumes you. Because you just don't know what to do and how to be, and just sometimes it's fucking hard to just be alive and just be human. Can't we just say it? Why can't it just be spoken out loud? Why do people have to suffer in silence? Like, there's nothing to be afraid of, and people shouldn't be afraid to express this, and torture themselves and just feel the shame. And it's such a terrifying, terrible place to be, because it becomes like an AC system that is just, it has no outlet. It is just the same gases and the same air being circled and circled and circled, and it's like you start to suffocate after a while, because you're just the endless rumination, the prison of rumination. I know it's all here for a reason. Like something's guiding me, something's looking out for me, and everything becomes a threat when you're your own worst enemy, and you have this belief in yourself, and it's just like climbing this mountain, and you just want to surrender, I want to surrender to it, and that. It's just like that kid, when I see myself getting angry and like, just that kid inside, like it's just that child inside that wants to be loved and like, just never knew how to get it, and we all got that in us, like that kid who just wants to like sing his song, and just, man, the anguish that it can bring some people, and the things that we create, and these narratives that become so piled on with all of these ideas and these illusions and these roles and these characters that I play, and like, it's just that kid, it's just that kid who wants to love and just wants to be free and just wants to be accepted, and it can be so perverted, and it can be turned into such a gross and scary like thing to yourself, because it's that self-hatred over so many years. But it's like there's still hope, there's still hope, I'm not going to bury it forever, and for everyone there's hope for that, those feelings inside that you hold, that kid, it's he or she is still in there always. And they always will be, and they just want to hug, and they just want to be welcomed home. You know what I mean? We adults, like, what is adulthood? Do you ever really become an adult? Do we ever really stop being a kid at heart? We all have that desire to sing your song, to just be yourself, to just be that star, to just be just express those superpowers that are in you, that child's like genius that's in you, that can just sing and just express for no reason, just express all the wild and crazy things in you. Sometimes you just push the whole world away because it becomes too scary to let people in. I'm just putting up barriers, and I'm putting up fences, and it becomes a defense mechanism, like, oh, I'm not going to let people in now, and I can do it all, and I know it all, and then I can see it, and I can just see, like, trying to control again, trying to exert my will, because I don't know. I'm still clueless, I'm clueless like anyone else. It's just like a daily surrender. It's a daily surrender in your heart of like, I don't really know what we are, and I don't really know what I am. I know that I want to feel good. I know that I want to feel good. I know that I want to be loved, and I want to be loved, and I want to give love. And I don't really know much beyond that. It's okay to have that anger, and it's okay to have that sadness. And you're just human. We all have it. What would life be without that? It's digging, it's chiseling out, it's chiseling that diamond in you. It's chiseling out all the junk. You gotta express, it's gotta come through you and express it. It's just a silly thing to think that you can do it all alone and you can just be perfect and be happy all the time. It's just not true. It's just not true, and it's not about a medication, and it's not about a diagnosis and let me just store those emotions away in that cupboard. No, there's valuable, rich, nutrient-rich things about every emotion, and when they're coming through you, it's like there's so much to teach and there's so much to learn, and I'm just like, I think I can control. And then the universe is just like, Peter, you don't know shit. You got to go deal with this. You got to go deal with feeling like you never fit in. You got to go deal with all that sadness you had as a kid. That's still there. And you've been trying to create all these stories to tell yourself that it's not. But there's still stuff to clean out. There's still stuff to look at in you. So the universe can always just flip it on your head. And you're like, one day you think you know something and you're just like, God or the universe is just like, nope. Here you go. Take this trigger or take this little reminder that you're still hung up about that and you still need to mourn this or you have this sadness about that, or like, it's about that surrender. And I think that's where the magic happens. It's like that surrender of like, I don't know what I am, and I have to be shown, and I have to surrender, and I have to be guided by my heart, and I have to be guided by God or whatever, and just I can put one foot in front of the other, and I can choose to say, I'm going to do everything I can to love myself and forgive myself today, or be loving to another person, but I don't know anything beyond that. And whatever God's got in store is probably way better than what I can imagine. And just that idea that you need to be punished, it's so deeply in you that it's so hard to give it up in a way. Learning, it's just like relearning a new language, or like riding a bike again, where you're like, no, I'm not an evil person. I do deserve to be happy. I deserve love. Realizing we all got blind spots, we all got stuff that we can't forgive in ourselves, that we're holding on to. That self-forgiveness can be the hardest thing in the world. Just knowing that you do deserve love, and you deserve something extraordinary, and you deserve to have an amazing life. Sometimes that belief that we're so inadequate and we need to get all these things and we need to have this career, and like, it's just not true. And there's something scary about letting it all go and just saying, I don't know anything. God's got to show me, or I just got to surrender to it all. Let it come through me. Let me cry these tears. Let me just wash away everything that is keeping me from seeing the truth of love and reality and everything. That surrender is the hardest thing, I can't control anything. I don't know what is in store for me in this life. I can be shown about what my purpose is, or where my God can, where am I going to be of service, or what am I going to do? Where do I fit into these puzzle pieces of life? But when you try and force it and you try and say, I'm this and I'm that, and this is my story, and I'm this underdog, and I deserve all this pity and sympathy, and I just dig myself into a hole. And then it's like that thing about we always need to create a story, and I always need to create a story, and I'm angry and I'm sensitive and I'm this and I'm like, it's all just labels, and none of it's real. The only thing real is, what do you feel in your heart when you sit and breathe? That's it. What do you feel, and what are you guided to say and to feel and to do, and what do you need to process? What do you need to sit with and process? And for me, I needed to process tons and tons and tons of things. lot of people just need that time alone, and you need that time to care for yourself as you would a child who never felt, who never really got that nourishment, who never really got that like total assurance that what you are is you're beautiful and you deserve something magnificent and you deserve all the love in the world. And not because of anything out there, you just do. Because that's what this life is. And any lies about beauty and skinniness and like money and skin color and all of these different separations that we have and that are programmed into us that somehow they matter. It's just washing all of that out and just saying you're just a kid and you just want to love. So just realize that fight, it's I just realize sometimes this massive war that I've constructed in myself that I need to have is such a lie. It's all just because I thought that love needed to be earned, or I thought that love needed to be like gained, like it's some ladder or some competition or some like contest, you know, and it's not. You just deserve love and you just deserve forgiveness for no other reason that you're a living human being. And what you have to offer the world is magnificent. I don't care how much money you have, what you do and what you say and how old you are, it doesn't matter. Just that kid, that inner child, you know? Got tons of love to give, you know? It's just sometimes the hardest thing for me and for people is to receive the love. They're giving love and they're giving love out to everyone, but it's like, but what about you? Like, what about that kid in you? You know, you deserve to receive love, and sometimes it's the hardest thing to just admit that you have a hard time believing that you're worthy of love, so you subconsciously block yourselves. I block myself in a lot of areas of life of like, I don't deserve love here, and I'm pushing these people away, and I'm getting angry, and I'm saying these things. So that's the hardest thing, like receiving love. Like I'm worthy of love and I can receive love, and then it's like I feel like so much will get easier when I can just like know that I deserve things and know that I'm always loved infinitely and eternally.